Hi everyone and welcome back to the Dog Mom Life channel. I'm here with the Rambo. My name is Stephanie if you're new here. If you've been watching us already, then welcome back. I would like to and you look at the camera, not me. No? I would like to talk with you today about for me the biggest thing when rescuing a dog. And by rescuing I mean, there's like different type of rescuing a dog. So I mean, there's a difference if you adopt a puppy, for example, who's just like been born and maybe has been born in the shelter and has been seized from a dog who has been seized or whatever. So it's like still a puppy who has like stayed with his mom, but maybe haven't had like a loving home or whatever. So yeah, that's a great thing and that's awesome. But obviously there might has been hopefully less damage been done on this beautiful creature than if you rescue senior doggy or a dog who is maybe being abused, mistreated, etc. So like a rescue with history. So for me, having had always like more senior rescues, like Chuck is my first puppy, and even he will be about like half a year old. But luckily, there hasn't been like, well, he has been on the streets, so I don't really know what the first month of his life has been. But apart from this, luckily, he has been, with like foster homes and has been taken care of and has been rescued. But still, like he obviously hasn't had like, I love you too, hasn't had like this, like domesticated life where you would just be have like one dog and he gets all the love, etc., as training, etc., as he should get in a proper home, which is obviously completely okay and completely normal. So we would get all of this when he's here. But apart from him, every of my dog was an older one, and he was already 6. He's a senior dog by now, and most of our dogs had kind of like issues, so we don't really know the past from all of them. But one of them had a big scar going down his leg. He had like scars on his nose, and he was terrified of bottles. So if he would pick up a bottle to drink or to just refill a glass or whatever, he would be terrified and he would basically run away. My dad, or like any man, wasn't allowed to touch his head for like a really long time, and he would never really like lay down and really trust fully. So I would classify them, and this is by no means in a rude way, but I would classify them as like dogs, rescue dogs with issues. And what I would highly recommend everyone who is getting on this adventure, on this journey of rescuing one of these like rescue dogs with issues, is to get someone who is there with you, who understands, who is just being there, who's not judging you but is telling you you're doing great and that they have your back. And this can be someone obviously in your personal life, but it can also be someone online, like from the internet. There's amazing groups for people who support one another, especially when it comes to rescuing dogs, where you can ask your questions and where you can also hear that you're not alone. Because I think if you have a rescue dog who has maybe trust issues, who has gone through really tough times in their life, it can be rough. Like, it's not what you would get if you buy a puppy somewhere and just like have like maybe sometimes a naughty puppy. No, it's different things. It's different fears, it's different issues. There might be things that trigger reactions and you have no idea why or what happened. For example, Rambo, he was terrified of kitchen towels for 2 years. So whenever I was in the kitchen, although obviously he trusts me, and I never would do anything to harm him, but despite this, due to his background, he would leave. He would be scared, or he would like go down, and he would just be terrified of kitchen towels. So it took me 2 years until he's confident with me being in the kitchen, drying my hands after I washed something, and not, be scared. So this is takes a long time, or his attention span was quite narrow, or maybe you have a dog who's fear-based, reactive, or shows aggression. He, for example, was also not socialized, so Rambo was not socialized, which means socialized in the sense that he wasn't really used to anything. And I live in London, so I obviously had to get used to things rather quickly. But we couldn't go into a coffee shop or anything because he was all over the place. He would like run and try to say hello. At the beginning, he would try to run into every house entrance, like basically run up the stairs and try to get into every house entrance because he was so uncomfortable of being outside. I'll show you where he is. You see him, so you can see him. Yeah, so obviously also training him, despite his age, he was already like, fully grown dog, but he would behave like a little puppy, which is cute, obviously, but also quite exhausting. And the thing is that people judge you, like, if you have a rescue dog, they don't know the story and they don't care. Like, they just judge you. They judge you what they see. And if you talk to people, I found like loads of them were like just really sweet because Rambo's a really, really well behaved dog, and he's very sweet natured. And if you meet him, you will, see his tail wagging. So he wraps people around his little paw quite quickly. But a friend of mine has a dog who is reactive. He's friendly, but he just has no behavior like, greeting other doggies properly. And the judgment is real. Like, people give you this look like if your dog isn't well behaved. And, it's just sometimes a bit tough. So, and if you have only friends or people in your life who don't get the struggles, who don't get it, it can be lonely. You might question yourself. You might question if you will ever get there. You might not see the progress you and your dog have made. It can get quite difficult if you're like day in day out together to realize how far you have come. So if you have people in your network, or just one person in your network who has your back and who tells you you're doing great, like, this is like, I can't tell you how valuable this is because it's an emotional roller coaster. And if there's someone who just gets it, it's worth so much. I had this conversation with a lady on Instagram, and she had some trouble with her dog. Suddenly the dog no longer wanted to do something, like, which was no issue before, but suddenly something changed in the dog's mind, and the dog no longer wanted to in this case have the harness on, like, have put the harness on. And I was like, what happened? Did anything happen? What's going on? And it was just like, it's rescue dog with issues. And yeah, say no more, I got you. So you have if you have someone who understands what it means, if someone says it's a rescue dog with issues, I have no explanation, it's just what it is. This is worth so much. And if you have rescued a dog, and if you are at this point where you might be like, oh my god, what did I get myself into, get help. Get someone who understands. If you need, get professional help. But it will take time, and dogs do take time, especially when they are older, until they settle, until they trust, until things become normal. Also, until you know who your dog really is, like your dog's true personality, until this comes through, can take a while. So you're not alone, and if you need help, please reach out to support groups, also on Facebook, on Instagram. Reach out to other like dog people, and yes, we got you. If you're wondering why I'm sitting here like weirdly, it's because this young man is here. I love you. That's it from us for today. So please, yeah, it's definitely worth it. But also, you know, if you need help, please get the help. And um, you know, it's a tough journey. It can be a tough journey. I don't want to say it's always a tough journey, but it can certainly be a tough journey. It's the most rewarding thing you'll probably ever do. But yeah, please do get help. Please know you're not alone, and you know, you got this. But also, please, yeah, before getting a dog, especially getting a rescue dog, um, please also, you know, think about what you're getting into. Do you have the time? Do you have the commitment? Do you have the financial resources? You know, like all of this. Do you have like the mind space for getting a rescue dog right now? Um, or what kind of dog are you getting? So I think I will do a separate video on this. But yeah, if you have one, we are there for you. So please reach out on Instagram if you have no one to talk to. Join us, join the Fluff crew. We got your back. It's a really bunch of lovely people there, and if you need help, please do reach out. I will see you next Monday. Probably Rambo will see you next Monday too. And yeah, fingers crossed, please, that our little boy can hopefully be soon with us too, so you can meet Chalky properly too. Thank you very much, and we will see you very soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.